Hey guys, this is Remy with The Ultimate Gamer. With the release of the SteamOS rapidly approaching, we thought we'd take one last look at the Steam controller. And while we were at it, we figured, hey, what's the final consensus on the now current gen controller since everyone's finally gotten a chance to get their hands on them? Well, the PlayStation controllers have never been known for their extreme comfort because of their size. But with the adjustments of the newly shaped triggers, the grippy surface on the back, and the analog sticks now having a slight dip to catch your thumbs just right, it's actually a pleasure to use. That being said, the option buttons are a bit awkward. The touchpad feels a bit out of the way when you're forced to use it, but the biggest disappointment about the DualShock 4 is the battery life. With a max of 7 to 8 hours before needing a charge, it's a huge step back from the previous 30-something hours you would get with the DualShock 3. The Xbox has always had a comfortable controller. Well, unless you're counting the hamburger controller that came with the original Xbox. While the Xbox One's controller doesn't have as many obvious changes from the 360, they still managed to improve on an already impressive design. It's bigger than the DualShock, which one would expect from looking from one system to the next, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The overall grip of the controller gives you excellent command and reach over the necessary buttons on top. The multi-rumble feature is a really cool addition. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that many games take full advantage of them just yet, but we can't wait until they do. Amazingly enough, the battery life for these controllers doesn't suffer with all the rumbling and awesomeness going on. In fact, the battery life on these controllers is stellar because the Kinect can detect when you put the controller down and it puts it into a low power state, saving those valuable batteries for your gaming. The D-pad has finally been reworked and now functions incredibly well. The analog sticks have gotten a bit taller, which makes them a little bit awkward to use right out the gate, but once you get used to their new location, you never want to go back. The same can be said for the bumpers. Their new positioning requires you to use the inside of your knuckle rather than the fingertips that you're used to. Takes a little bit of adjusting, but works amazingly well once you get there. Our biggest complaint, however, is the tension on the main triggers. They feel a little bit squishier and don't give you that satisfying resistance as the 360 did. Again, you get used to it, but we don't feel that it's a big improvement. Overall, both controllers have improved tenfold and are amazing to use. It all really boils down to preference and fanboyism at that point. So where does the Steam controller fit into all this? While we have yet to be among the lucky few to get our hands on this, here's what we know. Obviously, they've done away with the D-pad and the analog sticks, which seems to be a bold move, but this is Valve we're talking about here. They may be the first company to successfully replace the precision of mouse and keyboard with a controller. Fortunately, it looks like Valve has made the trackpads completely configurable. It seems like the circles are segmented into pie shapes. You can make one act as a WASD and the other act as a mouse. They can both act as a mouse, whatever you want. While we haven't gotten a chance to get our hands on it, every little bit of information makes us more and more excited to do so. And now to you. What do you think about the new controllers? Which do you prefer? You excited about the Steam controller? Let us know in the comments. While you're there, help us figure out a fun and wacky way to pick the winner for next week. That's it for this week, guys. Stick around to see who won the Ultimate Gamer sweepstakes and make sure to enter by clicking the link below. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.